It's 1883. You're 18, on a gray beach in the Gulf of Tonkin, and the whole village is screaming. Something washed up in the night, the length of a row of houses. You walk toward it because everyone else is too afraid to. And up close, it makes no sense. It isn't a whale. It isn't a serpent. It's built, segment after segment of dark, plated armor. A pair of fins jutting from every one, running further than you can see. You pick up a stick, you strike it, and it rings, like sheet metal. This really happened. A real account, from a real man, about a real morning. And 150 years later, no one can tell you what he touched. This is the Con Rit. Con Rit is Vietnamese for centipede, and that's exactly what the fishermen of the South China Sea have described for centuries. Not a sea serpent, but a sea centipede. A monster the length of a ship, its body divided into identical armored rings, a forest of fins rippling down each side. They say it's old, older than the stories, coiling through Vietnamese legend as a kind of dragon. But a dragon you could measure, one that left tracks in the real world until the morning it washed ashore. The young man's name was Tran Van Con, and decades later, he could still describe every detail. 60 feet long, headless, dark brown on top, pale yellow underneath. Dozens of armored segments, each with a pair of long spines curving out to the sides, and at the very end, 2 more, pointing back, like a tail built to warn you off. It hadn't rotted like a fish. The armor rang under a stick, like iron, and it stank so violently the villagers couldn't bear it. There were no scientists to call, so they did the only thing they could, tied ropes to it, rowed it past the shallows, and let the sea take back what it gave. It sank, and with it went the only proof the Con Rit was ever real. But here's the part that should bother you. People kept seeing it, alive. Tran Van Con himself swore that years later, near Bitch Keach Island, something vast passed under his boat, a wake rising out of nothing, lifting the hull. And the Vietnamese weren't alone. For generations, sailors across the open ocean reported the same impossible animal. Many-finned, segmented, immense. One crew swore one kept pace with their moving ship for half an hour, over 100 feet long, driven by an endless row of fins, before it simply sank away beneath them. Different oceans, different centuries, strangers who never met, all describing a thing that, by every rule we know, should not exist. For 38 years, the old man's account sat where these stories usually die, in memory, unwritten. Then, in 1921, a scientist came looking. Dr. Armand Krempf, head of Indochina's Oceanographic Service. And instead of laughing it off, he wrote it down, carefully, turning a fisherman's memory into the closest thing the Con Rit would ever have to a scientific record. That record reached Bernard Heuvelmans, the man who practically invented the study of hidden animals, and he took it seriously enough to give the Con Rit a category all its own. The many-finned. Not a serpent, not a whale, something else. So what was it? The honest answer is, nobody knows. Some said an armored whale, but no armored whale has ever existed. Others reached back to the Paleozoic, to the giant armored sea scorpions, the size of a man, that ruled the oceans before us, and wondered if something like that could still be down there, in water we've barely touched. Because that's what we forget. We've mapped the surface of Mars in more detail than our own ocean floor. The deep isn't empty, it's unwatched. And it's had a very, very long time to build things we don't have names for. The Con Rit was never caught. Never filmed, never put under a microscope. All we have is a teenager's memory, a doctor's notes, and a coastline of people who, to this day, still see something armored moving under the water. Maybe it's a misremembered whale. Maybe it's a legend that grew its own armor. Or maybe the sea centipede is still out there. 60 feet of it, rippling through the dark. Exactly where we've never thought to look. Next time, the island that sat on our maps for 1,000 years and never existed.